says upcoming. Hello?
What do you mean it still says upcoming? I mean, the stream's on. Live. Okay. Let's see if it's working now.
Okay. I'll let it boot up. I'll sit off there.
Okay, so it's saying we're live. It's saying we're
Okay.
good to go and we're
Okay.
live, but I don't know.
Yep, we're live.
We are? Okay. Do we have good audio?
Yep, we got good audio.
Fantastic.
We are good.
Okay. Ready? Okay. Like you couldn't hear the band in the background?
Basketball fans, welcome to Beasley Coliseum for today's matchup between the St. Mary's Tigers.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into Beasley Coliseum, the final day of play in the West Coast Conference. Washington State at home taking on St. Mary's, and with the West Coast Conference tournament looming, while the standings may not change today, it's all about momentum. Both teams looking for a win as they head into their quest to reign over the West Coast Conference. I'm Charlie Templeton, joined today by
Colton Barsness.
and we got a great game for you here today. Starting lineups for both sides. First, for Washington State, they have Eleanor Avila, Mackenzie Chatfield, Tanja Valancic, Charlotte Abraham, and Alex Koval, their regular starting five. And Colton, who do we have for St. Mary's?
St. Mary's, we have Amy Krakowski, Charlize O'Hary, Abigail Schaff, Malia Latu, and Addie Wheat.
Both teams in their huddles getting ready to go. St. Mary's in their traditional away uniforms, red and white. And Washington State brings back the gray and pink, coming off of a big win last time out against Seattle U. St. Mary's has had a bit of struggle as of recently. They've lost 3 in a row, looking to regain some of that momentum as they go into the tournament. Washington State looking for a strong finish and an end on senior night to their regular season here at home. We'll be right back for tip-off. You are listening to KUGR, the student voice of the Palouse. All right, welcome back to Beasley Coliseum for the start of this matchup between the Washington State Cougars and the St. Mary's Gales. Both sides getting ready for the tip-off, and here we go. It's won by Washington State, tipped away by Alex Koval, and they will give it to Mackenzie Chatfield, who has it up top. Passed off, Eleanor Avila left side for 3 off the iron, rebounded by St. Mary's, and here come the Gales. Schaff passes it off to Latu. Latu will bring it up, moves left side, now back out to O'Hary. O'Hary will go back to Latu, now held by Schaff, top of the key. Schaff being guarded by Chatfield. Finds trouble, passes it back off to O'Hary. O'Hary drives in, sneaks past Koval, able to put a layup up and in off the glass, and St. Mary's will strike first. 2-0 St. Mary's. Moving quickly, though, are the Cougs. They get it up quickly to Eleanor Avila. Now into the corner. Shot up by Villa, off the mark, hits off the iron, off the glass, rebounded by St. Mary's, and they will bring it up quickly. Latu finds trouble, being guarded by Villa, back up to O'Hary. Those two have worked well through this opening minute. Now back to Latu, who will calm it down, holding it over by the Washington State logo, holds it by the whiskers, into the middle. They're trying to get it to Whedon, knocked away by Abraham. Stolen by Washington State. They get it down to Tanja Valancic. Wide open layup, cannot find it, gets the rebound. Second chance points for Washington State, and they're able to tie this game back up at 2 with 8:40 to go in the first. Responding quickly, or an attempt at that, is St. Mary's. The quick 3 by Schaff, no good. She gets her own rebound from the Pac-12 logo, being guarded by Abraham. Back out to Malia Latu. Kicks it out into the top of the key. Quick now, back out left side is Kurkowski. Now back to Whedon. Whedon trying to drive in. Abraham will knock it away, and it ends up in the hands of Charlotte Abraham, who will take of Mackenzie Chatfield, take it up, tries to find Alex Koval, tipped out of bounds, and it will stay. Barsness now working their offense. Latu trying to find a way past Alex Koval. Alex Koval playing out. They get it into Clark, passes it back out. Someone hits the deck. That's Charlotte Abraham. Temporary advantage for the Gales. They can't get anything from it. Latu driving, 8 on the clock. Still finds Alex Koval, that defensive anchor. Ball on the deck. 2 to go. They're going to have to get a shot off from way back there. That one's nowhere close. It'll be Washington State ball. Just a disaster of a possession there for the St. Mary's Gales, and they are forced to call a timeout.
Yeah, both teams have been able to make some really good plays. They just can't execute anything when they get towards the end, and they end up getting the ball stripped from each other.
Yeah, just looking at Washington State defensively, Colton, what are you seeing that's allowed them to be so effective so far through the first 6 minutes of this ballgame?
There has been a lot of very good guarding. We have not seen double teaming, so that's not leaving the Gales with any open options. So that is a big bonus there for Wazoo. And I think that the Gales have been able to do some of the same, other than that play earlier where they double teamed, and the Wazoo managed to get a shot up.
Yeah, one of the things I've been noticing today is Alex Koval, their center, their defensive anchor, usually just guarding in the paint. A all-time Washington State block leader, just a fantastic paint anchor. Has been playing a lot more out. She was guarding Malia Latu on that last possession. Not sure if that was a switch or not, but having your center play that far out, it's surprising. The Gales were able to get it in to A.D. Clark, who is right underneath the basket, decides to pass up a shot. Fantastic job on help defense there by Tanja Velancic to get back there and just dissuade that shot. It very likely would have gone in if it was a shot, but just any defensive pressure there from Washington State dissuading that shot has been part of the reason why they're up. With 4:32 to go in the first quarter, 7-2, Washington State leads St. Mary's, and we'll be right back. You're listening to KUGR, the student voice of the Palouse. Still early days here in the afternoon here at Beasley Coliseum. Washington State leading St. Mary's 7-2 with 4:43. Only a couple possessions in, but we're already seeing some trends. Colton, St. Mary's is having some trouble keeping hold of the basketball.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. I do not think that either side is managing to get the ball down very well offensively. They're doing very well defensively, and they're managed to keep the ball from both sides. But offensively, I think they're struggling to find each other and make plays to get to the basket.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, Washington State has been trying to work around the horn, and we're now going to have a foul called. I believe that was too much contact between down low, and I think they're going to get that foul. Yep, on Afiaki down low, trying to guard Alex Koval. That's a tough task. Washington State will inbound, 20 seconds left on the shot clock, still up 7-2. They were previously trying to work the ball around the horn, could not find anybody open. Koval gives a screen to Chatfield, who took the inbound. Eleanor Avila holds it. She takes a screen from Charlotte Abraham, and they're going to call an illegal screen. Too much movement there for Charlotte Abraham on that screen, and that will be a turnover. And that's Abraham's first of the game. First foul of the game for Washington State. It'll be brought up by Hashiman Orr for the Gales. She's looking for somebody open. She finds Abigail Schaff, top of the key. She drives right side, stops, puts up a floater. That one, not enough power on that one. Hits off the top of the iron, rebounded by Alex Koval. Washington State into their half court. Abraham off to Villa. Now Coville with it. She's looking down her defender. Pass it off to Villa. Little half screen there. 3-pointer from Tanja Valancic. Not enough on that. She misses on that air ball. Rebounded by the Gales. It would be picked up by Abigail Schaff, who brings it up. Hashi Manor looks to drive. Thinks better of it. Backs out. Hashi Manor, quick give and go there with Addie Whedon. She gets it right back. Looking to drive. Passes it off again. That's Clark with it. Time running out. Loses the ball, but able to get that one back. The shot off the mark. That was a very contested shot taken by Ella Whedon there, and that one's no good.
See, and that right there was a good example of what we were talking about on how they can't manage to find each other offensively. They're struggling to find each other. They can see shots for the basket, but they're not able to find each other off on the 3-point line.
Absolutely. 3:07 to go. 7-2 still your score. Both teams have hit a little bit of a rough patch, a dry spell. Shooting. They get it in. Washington State gets it into Alex Coville. The defense bites. They did not see Mackenzie Chatfield on the drive, but she cannot get that one to go. Hashi Manor with it, being guarded by Chatfield. Kicks it out to Afiaki. Now back to Hashi Manor, who will back that one back out to the U of the WSU logo. Now pass it off to Addie Whedon. Now over to Afiaki. She finds Hashi Manor, 5 to shoot. The Gales are going to have to get something. Hashi Manor, contested 3. Airballs it, and that's going to be a shot clock violation.
Yeah, they're struggling. Yeah, they're getting at the top of the 3 there, and they're just getting stuck. They can't find each other.
So Addie Whedon goes to the bench, and they bring Amy Kurkowski, who started this game, back in. Eleanor Avila will take the inbound. She passes it to Valancic. Now off to Chatfield. Abraham wide open. Corner 3. Could not get it. Defensive pressure closes too quickly. On the rebound for the Gales was Abigail Schaff. Ella Whedon with it, the older of the 2 Whedon sisters. She passes it off at the top of the key. Backing back off with it with the ball is Hashi Manor. She passes it in to Afiaki, who, her fading shot just gets over the lip of the basket and in. She's able to drain that one. 1 minute, 38 seconds to go. 7-4. And finally, after a couple minutes, we see a change on the scoreboard. Eleanor Avila being guarded by Hashi Manor. She pulls 2 defenders. Gets it off to Chatfield. Wide open for 3. Charlotte Abraham. No good off the back of the iron. Rebounded by Eleanor Avila. Washington State maintains possession. Right back to Charlotte Abraham. Now back off to Chatfield. She drives. Finds Valancic. Finds Villa. Trying to get it into Alex Coville. Ball ripped away. Rebounded off the ground by Abigail Schaff. And now here come the Gales with 1 minute and 7 seconds to go. 7-4. Still your score. Very low scoring first quarter. Afiaki trying to get it over Coville, and it's blocked and a foul. They're going to get that one on Alex Coville. Too much contact on that block.
Things are definitely starting to pick up. They're able to find each other around the court now. They're just not able to execute anything, and that's a big struggle for both teams, as we've seen throughout this game so far.
It has been a problem, and it will be Afiaki to shoot. And some movement from the Gales bench. Off comes Schaff. Shooting 2 from the line is Afiaki. She can get the gap down to 1 if she gets them both. With exactly 60 ticks on the clock in the quarter, she will make the first. Second shot incoming. 7-5 now your score. Both teams struggling from beyond the arc. Washington State 20% from 3. St. Mary's still yet to hit one. She makes them both. 1-point game, 7-6. Now 57 seconds left. It'll be brought up by Chatfield. She's waving directions to the team. Keandra Koritz moves out. Abraham, Chatfield takes a shot herself. No good, and the foul on the floor. I think that's going to be against St. Mary's. They're going to get Afiaki on that one. That will be her first foul of the game.
Yeah, and you saw how they were able to close the gap just a second ago with those free throws, and then a move like that, it's going to cost them a couple more points.
Well, Washington State will get the ball back. Shot clock will reset to 20. Valancic gets out. They get it to Malia Rude. Kendra Koritz has it beyond the arc. She drives, puts up a layup against two defenders. That one off the glass, put too much on it. Rebounded by Malia Latu. She will bring it up. Being guarded by Valancic, ripped away. Too much contact, and that'll be a foul against Tanja Valancic. And with how poor the shooting has been from both sides, a chance now for St. Mary's to take the lead. First foul for Tanja Valancic. They get it into Latu. Latu driving against Villa. Puts up a contested layup. No good, but a foul. Another foul called against the Cougars here in this first half, and I think they're going to get that one on Eleanor Villa. And I'll tell you what, the bench for Washington State really not happy about that. Cammie Etheridge having a word with the refs on the sidelines there. So shooting two, a chance to take the lead is Malia Latu, and she will make the first to tie this game at 7 with 28 seconds to go in the first. Crowd getting into it now for the lead. She will get it. St. Mary's, their first lead of the game, 7-6. Shot clock is off. 28 seconds to go. So if you're the Cougars, take all the time you need, scheme up a play, and see what you can get at the end of this quarter. Eleanor Villa will bring it up. Taking her time. She comes across the timing line, being guarded by Hashi Manor. St. Mary's going for the steal. They will double team Villa to get it to Koritz. Koritz now double teamed, trying to find a way through. Villa almost travels, able to put up a heavily contested shot. Hashi Manor looked like she had a hand on that one. Washington State takes the lead. That pass picked off. The shot at the buzzer, no good, off the glass. Washington State, though, able to retake the lead at the end of one. The Cougars lead at home, 9-8 against the Gales. And we'll be right back for the second quarter. You are listening to KUGR, the student voice of the Palouse. All right, we are back here in Beasley Coliseum for the start of the second quarter between the Washington State Cougars and the St. Mary's Gales. Offense, a premium to come by. Washington State leads by 9-8 after the first quarter. Colton, what do both offenses need to do to get going in this second quarter?
Well, so both teams have been doing really good, finding each other, making plays here. But the biggest thing is trying to find that one open person and to make a run in there to either make a layup or a shot. And I think both teams have struggled to do that so far.
Absolutely. St. Mary's will start with the ball. Kurkowski passes it down to, passes it down, and then the shot eventually taken by Malia Latu is a three-pointer that's off the mark, rebounded by Eleanor Avila. She almost goes coast to coast, passes it off to Keandra Koritz. Jean Chu holding it now way out there. Ends up passing it off to Eleanor Avila off the screen from Malia Rude. Malia Rude fighting down low. Ball passes to Jean Chu in the corner. Gets it to Koritz. 10 to shoot. Koritz to Glazier. Ball knocked away. One back by Keandra Koritz. Ball on the deck. Everybody hits the deck. Who's going to come up with it? It'll be a jump ball, and it'll be Cougar ball. They will keep it thanks to the possession arrow.
See, and that right there was what I was talking about. They're able to find each other. They just can't find the one person to make the run in there and execute anything.
Well, they're finding passes. They're not finding open players. Defense has been fantastic on the perimeter so far today. Jean Chu will inbound it. 2 seconds to shoot. They have to come up with something real quick here.
Yeah, when you look at the score, both teams have been very good defensively. It's just trying to find those opportunities offensively that has been the big struggle.
Chu looking for options, finds Villa, 5 to shoot. They get it to Chu. Chu, corner three. She leaves it short, no good. Rebounded by Hazi Manor. She passes it off to Malia Latu, who brings it up right side. She takes a screen and will pass it right out of bounds. She was expecting Abigail Schaff to be right there, and Schaff was not. I want to mention on that last play, Grigor Apolu had a fantastic screen that set that play up. Eleanor Avila passes it off. Malia Rude downtown. That one hits the back of the iron. Both sides cannot get anything done from three, but what a play! Keandra Koritz somehow saves that one from going out of bounds. She gets to Malia Rude, who down low rocks down her opponent and is able to put a layup up and in. 11-8. Washington State with 8:30 to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, and that was the play I was talking about, just trying to get that one open person right there under that net, and they were able to execute that perfectly right there.
Grigor Apolu passes it off around the horn, goes St. Mary's to get it into Latu, guarded by 4 Cougar defenders, swarming all over. They get it to O'Hiri. The three-pointer from Kurkowski also hits the back of the iron. They might need to move the hoop back a foot at this rate with how these shots are going. Jean Chu lines up, but there's contact under the basket. Down goes Koritz, and that's going to be a foul against the Gales. They're going to get Kurkowski on that, her first foul of the game. Nobody in real foul trouble yet, not surprising, only 2 minutes gone in the second quarter, but more players you get with 1 or 2 fouls now, it's going to be more players you have with 3 or 4 later. You do not want to start stacking them now. Eleanor Avila exit. Marta Alcina comes into the game to replace her. Alcina takes the ball from the left corner out to Jean Chu in the middle. Chu directing traffic, passes it off to Rude. Quick give and go back to Chu. Contact beneath the basket, and I think they're going to get Keandra Koritz on that one. Too much contact down low, and there's been a couple of scuffles underneath the basket so far in this second quarter. They're going to get Lauren Glazier with that one. Latu brings it up right side. Looking for options. Everybody has a defender covered all over them. Pass it off to Abigail Schaff from the right elbow. Her mid-range shot is put short, rebounded by Lauren Glazier off to Keandra Koritz. Passes off to Jean Chu, almost an over and back. Careful with that now, or the Cougs have to be. They get it to Koritz, who gets the ball ripped away and stolen by Abigail Schaff. Malia Latu thinks about going coast to coast. They pass it off to Clark. Clark, three-pointer, short, no good. Rebounded off the ground by Kurkowski. The Gales are going to get another chance, and we're going to have a travel. Too many steps there for Addie Whedon. Quick flurry of actions here up and down the court, but nothing added to the scoreboard.
Yeah, that's been the big struggle. And I mean, defense has been so locked down that, I mean, it's resulted in a couple fouls that we've seen. It could cost one of the teams a couple points if this continues.
Chu off to Alcina, who gets doubled. Chu gets in the middle. Koretz wide open. Corner three. Bounces once, twice, three times. No good. Rebounded by Rude under the basket. Hers rims out. Nobody able to make a shot, but somehow rebounded by Marta Alcina. Washington State's possession stays alive. Jean Chu has it. Top of the key from beyond the arc. Gets it into Glazier, who goes up and is fouled by Kurkowski. No, and they're going to get Clark on that one. That's her first as well, and that will be shots for Lauren Glazier. She gets the first. And she gets the second. 2 for 2. Washington State maintains their perfect mark from the charity stripe. Both sides hit every single free throw so far. Jada Hunter enters the game for her first action for the Gales. And we're going to see a response from Washington State's bench next dead ball. Brought up by Hashi Manor. Passes it off to Grigoropoulos, who gets it stolen away by Jean Chu. Washington State's defense in the passing lanes today has been nothing short of phenomenal. Jean Chu will bring it up. She stops, left elbow, passes it off to Alcina, back to Rude, back to Chu. Glazier down low, cannot get her push shot to go, but the ball stolen away again. Glazier, her shot rims out again. Neither side has been able to make a shot. Well, I said earlier, offense was at a premium, but it certainly is today. 6:07, 13-8 is still your score. And they're going to get a foul called on St. Mary's. It will be more shots from the line for Lauren Glazier. First missed free throw of the day as that one hits the back of the iron, no good. Chance to get one here, and she does. 14-8 now your score. 2-possession lead for Washington State, and it will be brought up by Hussey Manor for the Gales. They pass it off to Whedon. Now to Clark. Around the horn they go. Back to Hussey Manor. Defenders playing off her back to Schaff. Right side, and she's going to step out of bounds. No, they're going to get a foul on Marta Alcina. That is Alcina's first foul of the game. The individual fouls might not be piling up, but the team fouls certainly are.
Oh, yeah.
Grigoropoulos looking to pass it in. She finds Hussey Manor. Chance to shoot. She passes it back down. A quick give and go, I suppose. Grigoropoulos, her shot. High arc is able to get that one. Nothing but net. Closes the gap to 4, 14-10. 5:35 to go. Washington State will find Abraham. A pass into the corner from Chatfield. Back to Alcina. Now it finds its way back to Chatfield. From the right elbow. Her shot is good as well. 16-10. St. Mary's finally able to find a shot. Washington State responds in turn. Hussey Manor drives, rejected by Lauren Glazier. Just puts a hand up there and swats that one away.
Yeah, I mean, both teams have just had stellar defense so far this game, and I'm really impressed. I'm hoping that they'll be able to work more offensively and make some more points for both either sides. But defense has been nothing but just fantastic today.
Hussey Manor able to pick up that rebound, being guarded heavily by Marta Alcina. Ball held by Addie Whedon. She gets it to Clark. Top of the key now, back to Grigoropoulos. Grigoropoulos being guarded by Rude. A reverse layup shot by Schaff off the bottom of the backboard, but she's going to get fouled. That'll be Rude's first foul of the game. Third team foul of the quarter, and we will have a timeout. I believe called by Washington State. With that, we will step aside. Just under 5 minutes to play here in the half. Washington State leads a defensive battle 16-10. You are listening to KUGR, Student Voice of the Palouse. We are back here at Beasley Coliseum. You're listening to West Coast Conference basketball on KUGR, the student voice of the Palouse. We have a final day of action here in West Coast Conference regular season play. Washington State taking on St. Mary's. 16-11 your score, 4:57 to go in the second quarter and in the first half. Abigail Schaff at the line for her second shot of two. She just made the first. And the first one will rim out, rebounded by Alex Coville, and now here come the Cougs.
Hopefully after that timeout, they'll be able to strategically think on how to play offensively and gain more points.
Chatfield, she'll drive in, blows past her defender, hits the deck, and the ball goes through the hoop. 18-11. She paid the price for that one, but that's still 2 points on the board. Hazi Manor drives in, kicks back out to Grigora Pulu. She gets jammed, kicks it back out. Thinking of a three was Clark. Rude was right there. Schaff will drive in, stop, fading shot from the elbow, up and in. 5 points the gap now with 4:19 to go, 18-13 your score. Chatfield passes it off to Alcina, now back to Chatfield. Working a long way back. Is that give and go of those two now? Back to Alcina. Both of them directing traffic, looking for something open down low, and they find it. Alex Coville, within the trees, able to throw that one up. The layup is good. 20-13. Washington State now by 7 under 4 minutes to play in the half.
And it looks like that timeout really did them some good because both teams have managed to find good players on both sides and have made points.
Hazi Manor taking her time from the right corner, looking for somebody open. From the right elbow, another shot from Abigail Schaff, exactly where she hit the first one. This time, not so much, as that one will bounce out. Rebounded by Chatfield. She'll get it to Coville, top of the key. Pass it off to Alcina, working her way into the middle. They find Rude down low. Rude's shot misses off the mark. Rebounded by Hossie Manor, who will bring it up for the Gales. Hossie Manor sitting on that one. Now passes it off to Schaff, who's sitting there in the corner. Back down to Clark, looking to work on Coville. Backing Coville down, puts the shot up and in. That's Grigoropoulos, up and in.
A lot of the times it's just trying to look for that open opportunity. I know they're trying to pass to each other and make those open plays, but a lot of the times they're already open. They can make the shot, and that's what they've been doing here in the last couple plays, and it's been paying off.
It absolutely has. Marta Elsina not doubled, but tripled briefly. They get it to Malia Rude. Into the corner. Valancic three. She gets it. That was Abraham on that three, and that's a 10-point Cougar lead. The offense is out of this timeout, finally getting going.
Yeah, right there was a good example of what I was talking about, making those plays, just stopping and looking.
Hossie Manor down to Grigoropoulos. Working against Alex Coville, trying to find a way past. Backing down, Coville spins her jumper from 4 feet, no good. Rebounded by Chatfield, and now here comes Washington State. They're going to get it down to Alex Coville down low. She bullies her way past Abigail Schaff, and the left-handed layup is good. 10-point lead, and we're going to have a timeout called by St. Mary's. 25-15 your score. 2 minutes to go in the half. It has been all Washington State out of the timeout. We'll be right back. You're listening to KUGR, the student voice of the Palouse. Ten minutes remain in the WCC regular season for both of these teams here today. Welcome back into Beasley Coliseum. The Washington State Cougars leading the St. Mary's Gales by 4. St. Mary's has closed the gap considerably in this third quarter. The gap that was as high as 12 down to 4 as we enter the fourth quarter. Washington State will take it to start the quarter. Eleanor Avila just at the top of the key, pass it off right side to Charlotte Abraham. Now down low to Lauren Glazier by the free throw line, trying to find a way past Edie Clark. She cannot. Pass it back out to Eleanor Avila. She takes a screen from Alex Colville, drives in, shot from the WCC logo. The floater is good, and she has been hitting those all day.
Yeah, both teams have done very well executing things offensively in this last half.
They have now a 6-point lead, 44-38 for Washington State. That is the 11th point of the game for Eleanor Avila. She's in the double digits. Latu takes it up, trying to get a screen from Ella Whedon. Pass it down low. Efiaki, her fading shot from the WCC logo is good. It's actually the inverse of what Eleanor Villa just did. Villa puts up a floater driving towards the basket. Efiaki has a fader going away from the basket. Either way, both get it. Now the gap still at 4. Abraham trying to fight her way past the double team. She's able to find Eleanor Villa. Marta Elsina, her shot, no good. She had that one open open right side. Here comes a fast break. St. Mary's rejected by Alex Colville. That layup goes up and very quickly finds itself going into the stands. That one knocked away. St. Mary's maintains possession, but the gap's still 4 with 8:50 remaining in the game. Efiaki, another fading shot from the WCC logo. That one no good. And Marta Alcina comes up with it, and there's going to be a foul called against the Gales. I believe that one's going on Edie Clark. Yes, it is. That's her second of the game. A very disciplined third quarter. Nobody in real foul trouble yet. Alcina and Villa will slowly bring it up for the Cougars. Pass it down. Lauren Glazier, a quick hop. Shot goes up. Rims out. Rebounded by the Gales, and it will be brought up by Malia Latu. Quick little give and go. Latu maintains possession. Congestion under the rim. No open passing lanes. Latu forced to hold on to that one for longer than she'd like. They get it to Edie Clark. She drives on Alex Colville, fading away. No good. 2 straight fading shots. Both missed their mark. Now under 8 minutes. Gap still at 4. Villa to Alcina. Now again to Glazier down low. Heavily contested shot. No good, off the mark. Fantastic defense there by Efiaki. And back to Latu with it as the Gales cross the timing line. And we're going to have a travel. Efiaki, one too many steps. Another costly turnover in this game for the Gales. Their 14th of the day. And the gap stays at 4.
Yeah, big thing here. I mean, considering the 4-point gap, the last thing you want to do if you're either team is to make some fouls, because that'll cost you big time in the end of the game.
Only one foul committed so far in this quarter. It was just committed about 30 seconds ago by the Gales. Eleanor Villa taking her time way back right side. She now drives in, takes a pass from Malia Rude. Still trying to work her way into the paint. She puts up a floater, no good. Fight for the rebound, bounces off the deck a couple times, finally ends up in the hands of Jada Hunter and will be brought up by the Gales. It finds its way into the hands of Abigail Schaff. She drives in from the right corner, no good, gets the rebound. Someone went down there for the Cougars. I think that was Abraham, and the 3 from Kurkowski is good to close this gap. All of a sudden, it's a 1-point game with 7 minutes to go. St. Mary's been biding their time. 1-point gap, 44-43, 6:55 to go. Washington State looking for a response to go around the horn along the 3-point line. Colville's going to travel. It'll be a costly turnover for the Cougars, and St. Mary's will have a possession with a chance to take the lead.
I mean, now with this gap, I mean, minimal mistakes is crucial, both sides.
Well, Colton, here's the big question for you. What's gone wrong for Washington State offensively?
Offensively, I mean, they've been able to find each other and strategically move the ball. It's just getting in that within the 3-point zone or under the basket for that matter, and just trying to make it in there. That's just been their big struggle, because St. Mary's defense has been
And
so good.
meanwhile, as we say that, Abigail Schaff gets the ball right underneath the basket, is able to put that one up, and St. Mary's leads for the first time since the first quarter, 45-44. Washington State looking for a response. Alex Coville, long two, no good, off the mark. Rebounded by Abigail Schaff. She hits the deck, able to get that one off. Three-pointer, long way back. No chance there from Addie Weeding, and that one's no good. It will be out of bounds. Cougar ball with 6:12 to go. 1 point deficit now for the Cougars. We have not said Cougar deficit in a long time. They find themselves down one in desperate need of a basket. Villa Alcina, a little handoff there. Alcina will give it to Keandra Koretz, who has just come into the game. She passes it off to Eleanor Villa, who finds herself over in the right corner. Quick pass off to Alcina, right where Villa stood just a second ago. She drives in, gets it to Koretz. Her shot is good, and the Cougars retake the lead, 46-45. Now under 6 minutes to play, 5:58 remaining. Hunter holding it one-on-one against Alcina. Quickly back to Hunter after a quick pass from Whedon, and that shot from Hunter quickly under the basket is able to give St. Mary's back the lead. These two now flip-flopping the lead back and forth. 1 point the gap in St. Mary's favor now, 47-46, 5:15 to go. Malia Rude has the ball down low, fighting against the smaller Schaff. Gets a shot off the glass and in. Nice use of the glass there. Nice control to get that one up and in. 48-47, Washington State now leads, and we will have a timeout. With that, we will step aside. You are listening to KUGR, the student voice of the Palouse. Don't go anywhere. You might miss a fantastic finale to the WCC regular season here in Beasley Coliseum. Out of timeout. It will be inbounded by St. Mary's. 4 seconds now. 3. Now 2. Here's the final shot at the buzzer. Off the mark, and that will do it for this game here today. The Washington State Cougars win their season finale. They go back-to-back. They took down Seattle U earlier this week. They now beat St. Mary's 57-50. Your final score in this one. And now it comes down to the West Coast Conference Tournament. One team will be able to leave this tournament with a chance at the ultimate prize, the chance to know that they are the best team in the nation, a chance to be known forever as champions. Tomorrow is March, and it all starts there. Every team in the nation, almost every team, has a chance to, at the end of this, be the champion. All the hopes, all the dreams of schools around the country, and in just a short amount of time, in just a few weeks, there will be one standing, and we will know who the national champion is. But here and now, we begin at the very beginning of this journey with Washington State taking down St. Mary's to end their season of West Coast Conference regular season play, 57-50 for Charlie Templeton and everybody at KUGR. This has been Cougar Women's Basketball and WCC Basketball. Have a good afternoon, and we will see you next time.